would say a way to unleash the potential of Canada is once again, capitalizing on our LNG, oil and gas. And here we have Danielle Smith, who's announced that she is open to shipping oil to the Pacific via the US Northwest. And Lise, I really liked your take on this on X. Um, what did you say? A Saskatchewani.
Oh no, yeah,
Um,
she pulled the old Saskatchewan.
thank
She pulled
you.
the old Saskatchewan. So Danielle
Yes.
Smith, and actually credit to us on this program. For the last couple of weeks, we've been saying Danielle Smith, like one of the things that you can do. Listen, the federal government doesn't want to play ball. Fine, you take your ball somewhere else and play with somebody else, and you do like Saskatchewan did and go straight south. So our potash is going straight south to American ports in Washington. Our uranium is going straight south into American companies. And Danielle Smith is just getting on this bandwagon going, right? If BC is going to block us on one side and Ottawa is going to block us on the other, then we're going to take things into our own hands and go into the United States and develop our own. There are other options for her, though. There isn't just the United States. There's also a northern route up through the territories in the Yukon that could get us to Tidewater. But right now, it looks like the easiest way for Danielle Smith to get there is to do business with the United States. And good thing Danielle Smith spent all that time making key relationships with stakeholders in the United States, because she's going to face a lot a lot fewer of the hurdles than, say, David Eby or Doug Ford would have to face, because she's put the time and effort into those relationships. Relationship building and network building in politics is an absolutely huge part of it. And this is something that Danielle Smith does better than just about everybody in the country. So this is excellent news for the people of Alberta. It gives them, I do believe that this gives Alberta hope, but unless we see movement on this, like right now,
Mhm.
we're still going to see separatist sentiments growing in Alberta. Yeah, because the people of Alberta just see that there is no winning. The people of Alberta and Saskatchewan and the West just acknowledge that there is no winning when the federal government is involved, because wherever the federal government is involved, they screw it up.
Yeah, Danielle Smith's diplomacy is unmatched.
Yeah.
And you can really see that. I mean, yeah, the feds screwed up. Look at whatever Premier Ford is doing. And none of them, no one else is really even making a blip on the map anywhere with anything other than destruction and devastation.
Yes.
So yes, Danielle Smith with her diplomacy and being this level-headed, reasonable, rational leader, she's doing great things. And it's so frustrating to see her stonewalled every step of the way by these weak men who just like
Yeah.
can't help themselves but throw themselves in the middle of it. And whatever that signing was, the ceremonial all
The
for show
MOU.
theatrics, thank
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
was two
Mem-
weeks ago. Ridiculous.
memorandum of underachievement, Jeffrey Rath
Yeah.
calls it, and I can't call it anything else at this point. But she nobody does it better. When Danielle Smith gets stonewalled, she just uh she just finds a way around the stonewall. That's it. Like, she doesn't sit still on nothing. As a matter of fact, I've watched Danielle Smith's government on a multitude of different issues being notified of the issue and have policy to combat it within the week. Okay, this woman doesn't let no moss grow on her rolling stone. Okay, she is giving her at so there's a price to be paid for having the biggest balls in Canada, but big risk comes with big reward. And I really hope for that for Danielle Smith. Like, she's just a treasure. So look at her,
Mhm.
she's just adorable. I love everything about her. She's just
Even
such
in
a
that,
honey.
even though this was all just theatrics and I don't think that anything will come of it, she did once again displayed her capabilities
Mm-hmm.
as a leader. Mark Carney's kind of looking to her like, okay, what do we do?
she's
Where
a
do we
she's a
sign?
state
How do we do
she's a
it?
state she's a stateswoman, and I think that she
Mhm.
gave Mark Carney the benefit of the doubt. He's a new guy. Justin Trudeau was entirely
Mm,
unresponsive to the issues of the West. He's a new guy that's at least trying to have conversations, and I think Danielle Smith was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. But when the Liberals proposed legislation that was based on the actual wording of the MOU, and the Liberals shot it down, was when Danielle Smith went right. They're just in it for show. And this is what we're all learning together, guys, is when what Mark Carney says in British Columbia or what Mark Carney says in Alberta and Saskatchewan is a lot different than what Mark Carney says when he gets back to Ottawa. And we're seeing the duplicity of the Liberals. And it's real important that we keep calling them out on this, because we should not be having a tariff war with the United States. We should not be having a trade war with our closest friends and partners, and yet leaving it up to Mark Carney. Mark Carney would rather have us become European than
Yeah.
get things right with the people that live closest to us, our biggest consumers. And so, when Canadians ask, has Mark Carney shown himself to be trustworthy in fulfilling his promises? I don't think that we can say yes.
No, he's not lived up to any of them thus far. I
Mm.
would say hands down, elbows tucked, absolutely not. He campaigned, the entire campaign promise was to
Mm-hmm.
be tough with Trump on tariffs, and that has gotten us literally nowhere except more tariffs.
Well, we're just digging a hole. We're just digging a
Yeah.
hole. And then you put into play all of the other pressures that are stressing the Canadian economy. Tariffs from other countries, the Chinese EV tariff. This is decimating Western Canadian canola growers. Why have we not dealt with these issues? It can't just be because there aren't any votes to pick up in the West. Okay, that can't be it. What it looks like and feels like to me is that there is a very close relationship between the Liberal Party of Canada and the Chinese government, which isn't going to serve us in any meaningful way either. As a matter of fact, I think that it's intrinsically harmful to Canadian culture and society. Just the Liberals putting a great deal of emphasis on that relationship.
Well, Trudeau just was so giddy and loved their idea of a basic dictatorship. And I mean, didn't he prove that that was the trajectory and the route that he wanted to take throughout his tenure as prime minister? So
When they tell you who they are, believe them, Canada.
that's right.
Believe them.
That's right.